I want to say hello to Frank. Thank you for leading today's group. Frank will tell you a little about his background as a Qigong teacher. Today's topic is seasonally very timely. It's about boosting your immune system. So with that, Frank, it's all yours.
Thanks, Jim. Okay, everyone hear me all right? Thumbs up? Okay, excellent. So just, I'll start off with my usual housekeeping. Like June mentioned, there is a blog on the FSHD Society website that has pointers into the YouTube videos, and it's got my email if you need to get in touch with me. And we're also posting the handouts up there, but if you want, I will make a note here. If you want to get a copy of the handout from today or from any of the previous sessions, just put your name or your email in the chat and we'll get that to you, because sometimes I don't get the, I have a big PowerPoint that I use to do the presentation, and I kind of skinny that down for the handout. So sometimes that doesn't get out for a while. So anyway, and also if you can in the chat, if you're new, type in new. And if you are returning, put in returning, so I can kind of get a gauge for where we are, and I can either slow things down or speed things up depending on who we have on board with us today. So anyway, also just my disclaimer, the society disclaimer, I'm no expert. I'm just an FSHD patient, and that I share my exercises and what I do to keep fit and try to stay active through this meeting. I'm just going to go through some of the exercises I do on a daily basis. If you're not sure about them, you're welcome to just kind of follow along and watch. Again, this will be recorded. You can go back and play it later and consult your doctor or your PT or whoever for guidance on whether you should even, be trying these or not. So that's just my disclaimer. I'm going to jump right in because it's real quick. We started in September. I did some Qigong breathing exercises, diaphragm breathing, and a couple of abdominal exercises. I came back in November, and in November I did some neck and shoulder exercises and elaborate a little on the belly breathing, the Qigong breathing. This month, December, I'm going to add some more breathing. Actually, I'm not going to add it. I'm going to just review it again. And I'm going to add, I started to do a Qigong routine the last month, the second half of last month, and I'm going to review that now. We'll jump right in with both feet. And I'm going to teach, so there's two of those exercises I did then, and I'm going to show two more now. For anyone who here is new, no, I don't need the email for each session, Alice. If I have it, then I'll just send it. Thanks for the question. If you're new, I suffer with FSHD type 1. I was diagnosed in the mid 2010s officially. I showed symptoms back when I was in my late teens. Got a predominantly shoulder, the winging scapula. Moved into my leg in the 90s. Right, I started to have I started limping, but it ultimately ended up being a foot drop. And now recently it's affecting my hips. So going up and down stairs has become quite a challenge. So anyway, that's my story with that. Kung Fu, Qigong, Tai Chi, I've been doing all of the above for about 30 years. I have a certification from the National Qigong Association. I went through a training over the years and got my certification there. And I trained Kung Fu for, seriously, I've been training Kung Fu since about 2010. And I do a style called Hunga. And we also do a little Wing Chun style off to the side. That's our kind of when we want to go off and do some fun stuff. So anyway, let me just start. Anybody have any questions before we get going? Anybody have any questions from stuff from last week or last time that you might you might want to ask, speak now, or I'll open the mic up back after we do this first bunch of exercises, okay? Anybody? Good to go? Thumbs up? Okay. Again, if you're new, you're going to have to learn how to sit, and I'm going to teach you to sit and breathe today. What we do is I'm sitting in a pub height chair. It's a little easier for me to get in and out of. And feet flat on the floor if you're following along. If you're not new, if you're returning, you should know how we're going to breathe from now until we say goodbye in an hour. And that is how, if anybody, how do we breathe here? We breathe in and out through our nose, right? Okay, and that we do that for two reasons. Reason number one, your nose is a filter. Reason number two, it regulates the air coming in and out of your system. So breathe in and out through your nose. And we'll go from there. All right, we're sitting. I like to sit on the edge of the chair. Feet are flat on the floor. I have a chair that has no sides. If you need sides or you need to sit all the way back in your chair, please do so for stability. Chair with wheels is not advisable. All right, I don't need anybody rolling around during the session here. All right, so we're going to sit that way. We're going to sit straight up. All right, and we're going to do a little belly breathing. So if you're new, again, we breathe in and out through our nose. When we inhale, this is kind of backwards from the way we breathe through our chest. When we inhale, we're going to expand our torso. We're going to push down on the diaphragm. Our belly should pop out. We're going to try to fill our entire torso with air, not just the chest. All right, so that's on the inhale. We push out and down. On the exhale, we tighten up the abs. We pull the diaphragm back up. And we exhale in and out through the nose. I'll count to 5 to give us some pace on an inhale and an exhale. Okay. Also, if you're breathing, while you're breathing, your tongue, tip of your tongue should be at the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth. That helps you keep your mouth closed. So it reminds you to belly breathe. Okay. And again, feet are flat on the floor. If you want to keep your hands, palms together in your lap, that's fine. If you need to hold on to the side of the chair for stability, again, do what's best for you, okay? So we'll do 5 or so breathing exercises to get going here. So I'll count to 5. We'll inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're expanding. Exhale, pull up, tighten the abs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, expand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, compress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, push down on the diaphragm, fill the torso. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, pull in, expand, empty air out. So when I'm counting to 5, when I get to 5, you should be fully blown up. And when I get to 5 on the exhale, you should be fully empty. So try to pace your breathing in between my counting, okay? So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, push down, expand your torso. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, compress, contract, pull your stomach in. Try to pull your navel into your spine. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, push out. Exhale, pull in. 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 All right, let's tie this with some hand movements to kind of really confuse everybody. So on the inhale, I'd like you to have your hands at your sides. When you inhale, your left hand comes up to your armpit. When you exhale, your left hand drops and your right hand comes up to your armpit. So we alternate, inhale, exhale, exhale. Okay, everybody got that? All right, inhale, left hand comes up, push out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, do a couple more, but this time, when your left hand comes up, raise your right heel off the ground. So your heel up, hand up, and then your right side, heel up, hand up. All right, so we're going to just get the brain moving here, other than, and we're going to tie some movements in with the breathing. So inhale, left side comes up. Exhale, right side comes up. Inhale, left side comes up. Don't forget to breathe. Right side comes up. Inhale through your nose. Stomach out. Exhale, push in, tighten the abs. Right hand is up. Inhale. Left tail. Left tail, I'm all right. Inhale. Exhale. Right side up. Inhale, left side up. Exhale, right side up. Keep moving your arms. I'm going to exaggerate the belly. Inhale. Expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Arms at your sides, cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. This is the first of the Qigong movements that I did last week. It's called, the whole set is called the 7 Golden Gates or the 7 Golden Passages. These are the first 2 gates. I introduced them last week. But before I do that, any questions on the breathing we just did? I don't see anything in the chat. So anybody? Don't be afraid to speak up. Okay, gives me a break from talking. Okay, we're good to go. Thumbs up. All right, everybody good? All right. So we're going to do this one is called, it's the first of the 7 Golden Gates. So these exercises do 2 things. They help strengthen your immune system, and they also help improve your Qi flow, your flow of your Qi through your body. I'll go into what Qi is if you're not sure in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to do a quick start today to kind of change up the format. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with our hands at our sides again. We're sitting, feet flat on the floor. I'm sitting at the edge of my chair. Back is straight. You can either gentle gaze if you're looking at me, or you can close your eyes while we're doing these. That's entirely up to you. Tongue is behind the front teeth, at the roof of the mouth and behind your front teeth. And again, we're breathing in and out through the nose. So we're going to continue doing belly breathing through these exercises. All right, I'm just going to go on a little bit with the hands here. So what we're going to do is we're going to, and just watch, we're going to inhale and we're going to bring our hands up to our armpits. And we're going to exhale, we're going to flip hands and we're going to push out to the front. So the feeling is like you were standing up against the wall and pushing against the wall. Okay, the key here is to create tension, to pull your fingers back and create tension at the top of your wrist. All right, and I'll go into this a little more later. What we're going to do is we're going to crimp the meridians. Your Qi flows through a series of meridians. We're going to crimp the meridians at the top of our wrist for a little bit. And then when we're done, we're going to release that and that Qi will flow. So the analogy is if you put a crimp in a hose, the pressure builds up, and then you release the crimp, the water shoots out really quick. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that for I usually do it for a minute. You should, if you're doing these at home, you should do these try to do them for a minute. Either set a timer which I suggest so you're not worried about, watching the clock. And if you need to count, or you can just count breaths, which what I'll do. So we'll just do this for 10 breaths and then we'll stop. All right. So again, hands are at our sides, feet flat on the floor, tongue behind the roof of the mouth, gentle gaze out front, back is straight. Inhale. Turn your wrists over, exhale and push out. And then now continue breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, fill your torso. Exhale. Inhale, keep the tension on the back of your wrists. Exhale. Like you're pushing against the wall. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Ricardo, your posture is very good for this, by the way. As I'm seeing you doing this, your posture is really good. Try to raise your fingers up. If your arms, get your arms up to shoulder height if you possibly can. I can't get my arms up that high, but you guys, if you can, that's how it should be. And your arms should be fully extended. I'm not able to do that because of, why. But so you should have your arms at shoulder height if possible. And the tension again is here. We'll do 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Now, don't release your wrists right away. Keep the tension and lower your hands back down to your sides. And now let your wrists drop. And you feel a little bit of a buzz there in the back of your wrist and your fingertips. Don't confuse the chi flow with numbness, because if you crimp that too tight, you're going to cut off some blood flow. So, and also I didn't mention, I apologize, if you're not able to hold your arms out like this, you can keep the key to this is to keep that tension here. So you could keep your hands down at your sides. You can put your hands, on your knee, if you will. You can put your hands on a tabletop if you need to. The important part is to keep that tension. And then when you release, that chi blows through there. The thing with these exercises, and I'm not kidding, since I've been doing these, I don't get sick. All right, no joke. Over 10 years, I do these. I get a little sniffle with the season changes once in a while, but I found that these exercises are truly useful in building up and strengthening the immune system. The next one, any questions with that before I, okay, everybody good? Thumbs up from the gallery? Excellent. Okay, next one is the opposite. We're going to crimp the bottom of the wrist. So what we're going to use is what we call in Kung Fu land a crane's beak. If you can see that, you kind of put your fingertips together and your thumb. Okay, it's a crane's beak. And then we're going to turn our wrists down to create tension underneath. And again, there's 3 meridians. We're exercising 3 meridians that run along the top of the wrist. We just hit those. And there's 3 meridians that run along the bottom of the wrist. We're going to work those now. Okay. So this exercise, same seating position, same posture. And then what we're going to do is, if you just simply watch, so instead of pushing out, we're just going to raise our hands up. And we're going to keep that tension under our wrist. Right? Again, if you can't raise your arm, keep your arms in your lap if you want to. You can't see. Put your arms on the tabletop if you have to. But that's what the posture is. So we're going to hold that position for 10 breaths. Okay. So everybody just shake it out. Get ready to go. And don't forget to breathe. Okay. So inhale and exhale. Inhale, breathing through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, if you can hold the posture, your arm should be shoulder height. All right, I'm exaggerating here. Okay, so if you can hold your arm up at shoulder height. Again, Ricardo, you're looking good there, my friend. Okay, I cannot do that. This is the best I can do. So just do the best you can. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Two more. Inhale, fill the torso. Exhale. Sorry about that. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Now, again, drop your arms down to your sides. Don't release the wrists until you get all the way down, and then release. Okay? So those are the first two of the 7 golden gates, 7 golden passages. And these, again, are to improve your chi flow and also to and improve chi flow, by definition, will help you strengthen your immune system. So, questions from the gallery? None? Okay, you guys are making it too easy this week.
I have a question, Frank.
Yes, please, go ahead, Victor.
When you are in this position, do you let it just simply drop, or do you intentionally pull it in with a little bit of force?
You want to keep tension underneath. So you want to pull it in with some strength, some force, if you will, but you don't want to pull it in to where your hand gets numb because so you got to kind of mess around with it to get the feel for what you're comfortable with. You don't want to do it too much, and you don't want to do it too little. So you got to find that happy medium. And that's just from practicing it and doing it. And if you can't, again, some folks have difficulties. If you can't make that crane's beak, then simply let your hand dangle. But again, the key is to crimp the wrist. Okay, crimp the wrist down below and crimp the wrist up above. All right. So those are the 2 movements for these exercises. Okay, where are we in? Let me just. Anyone else have questions? Thanks, Victor. All right. Hey, stupid ring alarm is always going off. Okay. What do we want to do? 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 Okay. All right.
Actually, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi. How often do you recommend doing these 2 exercises?
Well, I recommend that you do them at least once a day. I call it my daily practice. So I think if you do any kind of exercising at all during, every day, just include these in that routine that you do. If you don't have a routine, you can start by adding these guys in. The more you do them, the more benefit you'll find, and the benefits will come, but they will be very subtle. So you're not immediately gonna, you're not gonna glow, but you will notice just subtle little things. I will say too that there's no. I like to do them first thing in the morning because I kind of do a level set with my exercises. Because one of the things I was talking about the other day was. I do them daily because it kind of, I do a level set because everybody here, you wake up some mornings, your back hurts, your arm hurts, your neck hurts, something hurts. My back is eternally hurting. It's not hurting, it's just sore because of the weak abdominals, and I have a tendency to lean back. So I just have to deal with that. But that does a level set for me where I can kind of stretch, get rid of some of the soreness and then get on with my day. So, but you can do them anytime. You can do them as often as you want to. There's no limit on you if you want to do it in the morning and the evening. That's perfectly fine. I will warn you that doing a lot of the diaphragm breathing in the evening, you're going to oxygenate yourself, and you might find yourself having trouble sleeping because the blast of oxygen is going to wake you up and you'll be wide awake. For a while. So I will be careful overdoing the breathing in the evening, especially if you're getting close to bedtime. Okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Good question. Okay. We good, guys? We're ready Ready to roll here a little bit? Okay, so I'm just going to throw in a few more things. We talked about the sitting. I'm trying to catch up to myself here. We went through the diaphragm breathing. Just a couple of notes, if you will. The diaphragm breathing, I equate it to, because we were born belly breathers, diaphragm breathers, and then as we got a little bit older, we became chest breathers. And so your breathing started way down here, and now it's here. And as you're going to get older, it's going to kind of end up here. If you notice, old people, a lot of times they're throat breathers. They're breathing from the throat. And the next step after that is no breathing. So my old Kung Fu teacher always used to say, keep your chi low, keep your breathing down here. Okay, because when it gets up here, you're not with us anymore, right? So that's just something to bear in mind or keep in mind when you're doing these. It's opposite of how you've been breathing for years and years and years. So it's going to take a while for you to get used to it. Don't get frustrated. This is supposed to be relaxing. So don't get frustrated if it's not working for you on a particular day. Walk away from it and try it again tomorrow. It needs a lot of practice. I'll analogize it to handwriting. We all sucked at handwriting when we first learned, and it took a lot of practice, and we had that blister on your finger from holding the pencil and everything else. So as you got older and you did more and more and more, you became okay. Well, some of us became better handwriters. I know people that still have horrible handwriting, but neither here nor there. But again, my point is it's not easy to do because you're retraining yourself to breathe completely different than you did before. But breathing is very important. And for folks, again, my focus on breathing is simply because I think breathing, most Qigong exercises are centered around breathing. Most Qigong exercises are basically just breathing. And like I did, I just added some fluffy stuff to kind of distract you from the actual breathing. But I think two things with breathing. First one is, I think it's the most important thing that the body needs. And if you want to think about that, let's think about what your body needs to survive. What do you need to survive? So my short list is you need food, you need water, you need shelter, and you need air. So those are kind of my short list of things you need to survive. How long can you survive without food? A couple, maybe 3 weeks. How long can you survive without water? A couple, maybe 3 days. How long can you survive without shelter? If it's cold out or hot out and you're not ready with a coat or protection, you might last a few hours outside. How long can you survive without air? A couple of minutes. So I think air is at the top part of the thing. The second thing with breathing is it's one of the few things we can do either consciously or unconsciously. We're always breathing, but we're able to control it, like the exercises we were just doing. And there's a reason for that. Okay, there's a reason for that, and the reason is so we can do these exercises. Okay, is by design. All right, so a lot of work to get it right. A lot, it'll take a little bit of work, but once you get it, and you'll find yourself sometimes. I find myself switching on and off. I'm chest breathing, I'm belly breathing. I'm chest breathing, I'm belly breathing. I'm that familiar with it now that I'm able to do it both ways. So again, inhale, the diaphragm goes down, your torso out. One of my peers likes to call it 6-way or 6-direction breathing. So when you're doing diaphragm breathing, you're expanding like a balloon. You're expanding front to back, side to side, and top to bottom. Like when you fill a balloon with air, the bottom just doesn't fill up. The entire balloon fills up symmetrically. So that's how you want to think about breathing. I feel the breathing in my shoulders when I take a deep breath. If you can get to that point, it's really good. Try to push down on your diaphragm as hard as you can. Don't do it too much in the beginning, but you want to get it to where you want, and we'll get to some exercises probably in a few months where we'll start moving that energy back and forth between the the dantian, which is your chi spot, if you will, which is a spot just below your navel, and your huyin, which is your pelvic floor. So we'll get that. We'll do the expanding there. So anyway, I'm going on and on here. Let me get back to my notes. Visualizing. So when we were doing the hands, we were kind of distracting ourselves from the breathing and doing the hand exercises. A couple of other things that I'd like to show you with the breathing, if I can, and if you were here last times, these are some exercises that we do for visualization. So if you think about your dantian, and I'm going to slide back so you can see and adjust my camera here. I'm sorry. If you want to see the abdominals. So the dantian is, again, just below the navel. So as we're breathing, what I want you to do in the next set of breathing exercises is to focus on the dantian. So your dantian is your chi spot. That's where your chi, your life energy is stored. So what I want you to try to do is to visualize what does your chi, what does your life energy look like? So you can give it a shape, give it a size, give it a color. So if you can close your eyes and visualize what your life energy in your abdominal, in your dantian looks like. I like to think of it as a ball. Okay, nice shape to work with. A small ball, and when I inhale, I expand it, and when I exhale, I can contract it. So we can play with our chi, if you will. I like to think of it as a bright light, a bright white light, a bright yellow light. Okay, so give it some size and some color. So if you're visualizing, as you're inhaling, your chi ball gets bigger, and as you're exhaling, your chi ball gets smaller. So you're expanding it as you're pushing down your diaphragm, you're blowing out your abdominals, your chi ball expands, and as you exhale, you're compressing, you're contracting your abdominals, you're pulling up your diaphragm, we're compressing the chi ball. So it gets a little bit of a visualization in with your physical movements there. All right, so let's try that. So if we put our hands together in front, like we were holding our chi ball, this will make it really a little simpler. So we're going to inhale, and when we expand our torso, we're going to expand the chi ball. So you want to move your hands out, making believe you're holding the chi ball, and expand your, visualizing the ball is expanding in your hands. And when we exhale, we're going to push our hands together and compress the ball back together. So we're going to inhale and exhale. So if you close your eyes and visualize, your ball of chi is expanding on the inhale and compressing on the exhale. Inhale, the diaphragm goes down, torso fills with air. Exhale, you compress everything down, everything comes back together again. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Okay, so flip your hands, left hand on top. Chi ball expands, your hands rise and sink. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Flip your hands over. Right hand on top. Inhale. Ball gets bigger. Exhale. Squeeze it back down. Compress your abdominals. Exhale. Feel you're empty. Flip your hands over. Inhale. Expand the torso. Chi ball expands and fills with chi. Exhale. Compress. Pull your diaphragm up, your abs in. Squeeze the chi ball nice and small. Flip your hands over. Inhale. So this may be a softball size if you're visualizing. Blow that softball up to the size of maybe a basketball. Now compress it back down to the size of a softball. Flip your hands over. Inhale. Exhale. Flip. Inhale. Exhale. Flip. Inhale. Exhale. Put your hands together so there's just a little bit of space. And upper hand, your left hand is on top. Circle your left hand counterclockwise. Feel the warmth, feel your energy between your hands. Inhale. Exhale. Flip your hands over. Right hand circling counterclockwise. Left hand stay still. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the warmth. Feel the energy in your hands. Flip your hands over. Left hand spinning clockwise. Inhale. Exhale. Flip. Inhale. Exhale. Flip. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Flip. Inhale. Exhale. All right, hands at your sides. This is called ocean waves. Okay, again, sitting at the end of your chair, feet are flat on the floor, tongue behind your front teeth, at the roof of your mouth. All right, we're going to visualize we are standing in the ocean. The water is waist high right now when we start. Just watch for the second. We're going to inhale, and our hands are going to come up. And as our hands come up, we're going to visualize the wave is coming in from behind us. The water level is rising up to shoulder level. And then when we exhale, the wave has gone past us and the water level drops down to our waist again. We lead with our wrists. So on the way up, your wrist is leading. And on the way down, your wrist is leading. All right, so up, down. So the wave comes in. The wave goes out. We inhale on the way up. We exhale on the way down. We're belly breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So let's add the relaxation part to this. I said earlier, we're standing in the ocean. So is the water warm or cold? Exhale. Is the sun hot on our back? Or are we wearing a hat? Exhale. Inhale. Flip your wrists. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. The wave comes in. Fill your torso with air. Exhale, flip your wrists. The wave goes out. The water level drops. Squeeze your abdominals. Okay. Cleansing breath. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. How's everybody feel? Good? Questions? Relaxed? And hanging out in the ocean? Comical thing is I moved to the beach and I can't go in the ocean because if a wave knocks me down, I can't get up. Can't get up in time. Next wave comes in. Okay, any questions? Because I'll move right into our next set of exercises. If we are all good. Excellent. I just want to scroll down here. All right. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little more about the meridians, and then I'm going to introduce the next two sets exercises in the 7 gates set. So, like I mentioned, the top of the wrist. Well, let me back up. The your life energy flows through your body through a set of meridians. There's 12. And there's usually a meridian is attached to an organ at one end, and it's attached to an extremity at the other. So the ones that we're working with here are all in our hands, okay? So the meridians that run through your top of your wrist, and you can Google this if you want to like look at the chart. There's a couple of pretty cool charts that show the meridians are running through the body. So the top of the wrist is the heart meridian, and the heart meridian ends in the tip of your middle finger. Your lung meridian comes down into your thumb, and your pericardium, or your heart sac, that meridian terminates in your pinky. Okay, so when we crimp, we're crimping the heart, lung, and pericardium meridians, and then we release that. So we're exercising, we're strengthening the chi flow in and out of those organs. Really cool exercise if you want to for lung energy is to, we did that crimping the wrist. Crimp your wrist and pull your thumb in and push your thumb forward. It's really good exercise for your lung energy. You can see from the different angles there. So my thumb is straight out and I'm kind of pushing it forward. Well, that exercise is really good for your lung energy, okay? Lung energy you need now with all these respiratory viruses going around. Between the pneumonia and the COVID and the new one that they've got out there now that they whipped up this year for us, a lot of people were having respiratory issues. So that lung exercising, and do it underneath too. If you want to hold your hand down, if you can't have trouble holding your hand up and pushing with your thumb, hold your hand down, push with your thumb. So just keeping tension in your hand, and pushing your thumb out, right? Left side, right side, doesn't matter. Right? You can do one or the other or both. Okay? Something that's not even on my notes. You got a little bonus there for you today. The bottom of your wrist, we exercise. There's 3 meridians there too. The small intestine ends up in your pinky. The large intestine is in your index finger. And the triple warmer is basically everything that's going on in your torso. So you've got your respiratory system up top is the top burner. You've got your digestive system in the middle is the middle burner. And you've got your excretory and your reproductive system at the bottom of your torso. So that's the lower of the 3 triple warmers. So that's basically what keeps your body heat, all that, everything that's going on in those organ systems, and that is in your ring finger. So when we crimp our wrist down, we are exercising the small, large intestine meridians and the triple warmer meridian. So, and the other organs are attached to meridians that run into the legs, and we'll do those in a future session. Okay, so that's just a little discussion on the meridians, and if you want that. Paper will be in the handout, so you can take a look at that. What I just went over. So, any questions? I'll keep asking. I'm going to take a drink. If you have water, take a sip. If you want to take a water break. So, what I'm going to do next is introduce the next 2 exercises in the Golden Gates. And these 2 are simply called Gate 3 and Gate 4. I just numbered them. They have Chinese names that I can't pronounce, nor can I translate. So we'll just call them Gate 3 and Gate 4 for the time being. Maybe Victor can help me translate them at some point. So anyway, these exercises are similar to the ones we did. So Gate 3 and Gate 1 basically are the same, and Gate 2 and Gate 4 are the same, except for we're going out to the sides now instead of out to the front. Okay? So the other thing why we call these gates is I talked about those meridians. Well, those meridians, when they run into your torso, there's another set of what they call gates in your shoulders. So when we were holding our hands out, we were opening up the back part. And now when we're holding arms out this way, we're going to open up the front gate. Okay? And I know this is confusing, but and I It'll take a while to explain, so just bear with me and believe me when I'm telling you this is how it works. All right, so we're going to, again, if you're following, we're going to inhale, arms come up to our sides. We're going to flip our hands, and when we exhale, we're going to push out to the side. So the visualization and the sensation is perhaps if you were standing in a wide doorway, and you had your arms out to the sides of the doorway, and you were pushing against the thing. The old superhero holding the doors open kind of a thing. So we're going to inhale. We're going to turn our hands out, and we're going to exhale and push out, and then we're just going to continue breathing. Again, we're holding that tension in the wrist for the duration of this. And what I suggest you might want to do, I'm going to just try to do one arm. When you inhale, just break your wrist or your elbow a little bit. So we're out here on the exhale, we're pushing out. The inhale, just break the elbow slightly. And then when you exhale, it gives you a little room to push out again. So inhale, exhale, okay? So you just get a little extra movement in there, kind of accentuates the inhaling and the exhaling. And again, keep the tension at the top of the wrist. We'll do this for 10 breaths. Follow along with me if you want. So we're going to inhale, hands come up from the sides. Turn your hands out to the side, exhale and push out. Again, it's a pushing sensation. Keep the top tension at the top of the wrist. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you can't hold your hands out to the sides like this, again, just keep them in your lap. The important part is to create that tension in the top of your wrists. Okay? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I'm going to drag out the breathing a little bit now. Inhale, exhale. Fill the torso. Exhale, push out. Inhale, fill the torso. Exhale, compress it. Pull up on the diaphragm. Squeeze the chi ball. Okay? Got a variety of things you can be doing in your head here. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Again, leave your hands out at your sides. Now drop your hands, keep the tension, and then release. Oh, I love those. That release is so good. So one thing I neglected to mention, because my notes are all scattered today, and I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, another benefit of the diaphragm breathing is we are expanding our torso, we're expanding the abdominals, we're pushing down, we're expanding, and then we're compressing. So what are we doing every time we expand and compress? Expand and compress. We're giving our internals there a nice exercise. Inhale, exhale. So that's another benefit. We're giving that nice little massage to all our organs here. Okay? So you got your liver, your spleen, your stomach, your intestines. We're all getting a nice gentle massage as we're doing that inhale and exhale. So it's another benefit of these exercises. Okay, any questions with gate 3? No? All right. Gate 4. Last one. Yes, Ricardo.
I felt like it was a little bit difficult for me to keep my abdominal area expanded or compressed while I had my arms raised. Is that normal, or is it due to the extra strength that we need to have to keep our arms raised?
Right. I feel the same thing. So what I suggest you do, really good question. What I suggest you do is not focus so much on the height of your arm. Just get it to where it's, don't strain to keep your arms up. Just keep them up at a comfortable height, and then you can manage your breathing better. Because if you have all this tension up here,
that's what I felt. Yeah, okay.
Exactly what you're saying. So get to that tension point, and then drop it to where you're at a comfortable level, and manage it from there. And as you do these, you will be able to get them up higher, and a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. So always test that tension point, because if you're doing it with one arm, you can kind of get there, but we've got this going on, and we've got the breathing going on. So there's a lot going on, and I get that. But I understand what you're saying. So again, find where you have that tension and just relax from there. And that's the spot you want to stay at. Because the important part of this is the wrist and the breathing. The height of the arms is just part of the form, but we can't do the form. What I suggest to you do too is close your eyes, and in your head, do the form. Visualize your arms are perfectly straight out, like you're a T. Mm-hmm. And I know we can't get there, right? Well, we get as close as we can, and in our mind, we can get there. So use, mind over, okay?
Thank you.
That's the problem. What was the other thing I was going to say about doing the visualizing? Thank you for bringing that up, Ricardo. Good stuff. Is that we can't do a lot of these, we can't reach a lot of these physical positions because of the FSH. So what we do is we get there as best we can, and in our minds, we get to the perfect position. So you always have perfect form in your head, even though your body's not able to do it. Okay, that's how you beat the disease. You beat it in your mind, because all right. Well, that's how I try to beat it. Okay. Okay, Ricardo, I see you have to go. Take care. Thank you for coming. Happy holiday if I don't see you again.
I wish I could stay. I'm sorry, I need to leave.
That's okay. I could stay. Check the video. We'll see you soon.
Well, thank you, Frank.
Okay, the last one. We're getting close to so last one is the crane's beak to the sides. All right, we did that. We're good with that one. Okay, and we just hold that for as best we can. Any questions on the gates? Any questions on the gates? So again, gate 1, breathe in, push out. Gate 2, hands up in front, wrist bent. Gate 3, out to the sides. And gate 4 is crane's beak out to the sides also. Okay? Everybody good with the golden passages, the golden gates? I suggest you do these on your own. Do them every day. Even if I like to try to do them a minute. All right, so it'll take you a whole 4 minutes to push through these. If you want to give yourself a little bit of a break in between. So I'll do one, and then I'll do 3 breaths, and then I'll do the next one, and I'll do 3 breaths. And I'll do the next one, and I'll do 3 breaths, and I'll do the last one, and I'll do 3 breaths. So I always give myself 3 breaths in between to take a little break. You should try to do them for a minute each. If you can get up to a minute, then shoot for 2 minutes. And if you get up to 2 minutes, then what I like to do is I put a 1 pound weight on my wrist, and then I start back in a minute again with the weight. So you build up a little strength doing that also. So, and again, do them as best you can. Okay. If we still have some time, I would like to ask folks here, to try to break this up a little bit. Does anyone have any exercise that they do that they want to share? Is bringing? So I've done these breathing exercises. I've done some abdominal stretching and shoulder and neck exercises, which I'll review in a minute. But I just, we're going to open this up to see if other folks are bringing, or have you tried these and had some difficulty or had some enlightenment from that. So anyway, I'll open up the mic here. Anybody want to jump in? You're welcome to do that, because I'm going to take a drink of water.
I go through, I'll jump in and just offer a couple. I go through stretching every morning before we go for our walk. My wife and I go for a daily walk every morning early. And a couple of the stretches I do, one of the stretches is on hands and knees, and you arch your back like a cat arching your back. I do that about 10 reps, stretching, and then from that same position, squatting back on my heels, alternating squatting back on my heels, and then stretching out forward, which kind of arches your back as your belly hits the floor and you're leaning out front. And those three things. Then I get in the sitting position and twist. Just do some twists to try and so that combination of things seems to help me a lot with my back. It sounds like I have a similar. My core is weak, and my back gets tired and achy and stiff sometimes because of that. And that's but those in the day get me started on the right path, I think. And then
Did you freeze up there, Jim? I'm not.
no, I finished, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find just to add to that, because of the curving, the arching of my back because of the weak abdominals, I can't lay flat at night. My back just starts to ache like crazy, so I need to end up sleeping like in a adjustable bed where my legs are bent and I'm bent at the waist a little bit, so I can get comfortable that way. If I lay flat on a bed or on the floor, my back starts to ache in 5 minutes because of that arch. It just becomes unbearable sometimes.
Yeah, luckily for me so far, I can still sleep on my back. That's where I sleep most of the time.
Right.
If I try, I like rolling to my side sometimes, but then my shoulders get involved.
Right.
And that's the other story. That's the shoulders.
Right. Good. Well, thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? No. Okay. All right. So if you do think of something, raise your hand and we'll jump in. But what I just I'll finish up with a quick review of what we did, the exercises we did the last time. And I can do quickly, we did neck and shoulders. So let's just do those real quick and then we'll call it a week. What we did for our shoulders is we started out with a simple shrug. So hands at your sides and just shrug straight up and down. We did 10 of those. I'll do 5 here to cut it short because I don't want to keep people too long if people are on their lunch break. So up and down, up, 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 up. And then the next set is to come up and roll your shoulders back. Do a few of those. And then come up and roll your shoulders forward. And then alternate, right, left side, right side. And then bring them up and hold them up. for a count of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Now up and up a little higher. Up, 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 up. Relax. Up, 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 up. Relax. So that really gets my neck going. Okay. The neck exercises that I showed everyone was we look to the right as far as we can. And then we come back to center and we look to the left as far as we can. And we come back to center. What I show people in is I call this leading with your eyes. So we're going to keep your eyes centered as you're turning your head. And when you get as far to this one side or the other as you can, let your eyes go all the way to the corners. So your eyes are looking as far behind you as you possibly can. Then when you start to come back the other way, don't move your head, but bring your eyes back to your center and then bring your head back. So I call that leading with your eyes. So if you turn to the right, and when you get as far as you can, now push your eyes all the way in the corner, bring your eyes back to center, bring your head back to center, to the other side, let your eyes go all the way around. Eyes move first to center, and then your head comes back to center. One more time, to the right. Your eyes lead all the way to the left or the right side. Come back to center, bring your head back to center. Your head goes all the way to the left. Eyes all the way to the left. And then bring your head back to center, right? Next neck exercise is to simply touch your ear to your shoulder. Okay, and it's keep your chin up. It's not, your chin is not pressed down, your chin is up. And you're pushing your ear to your shoulder. Don't push your shoulder to your ear. Let that weight of your head stretch your neck. So you should feel a nice stretch on the long side here. And then to the right, and then to the left, and then to the right. Keep your chin up, to the left, to the right, to the left. Come back to center, up and down. So when you go down, let your head hang and push your chin into your chest. So your head, and again, let that weight of your head push your head down. Then when you come up, do not turn your head all the way back up. What I want you to do is push your chin out like a turtle looking out of its shell. So you want to push your head, push your chin out, and stretch your neck. Don't crimp your neck, stretch your neck, like a turtle looking out of his shell. I saved a turtle from the road last night when I was driving. Poor little guy was confused with all the cars, so I needed a little help. Push your chin out, stretch your neck, and then down. Let your head hang. Pick your head up to center, push your chin out and up. Push your head out of your shoulders, basically. Like the little turtle looking out of his shell. One more time, look down. Up. Push your chin out. Good. All right, now gently, left and right. Just go to the shoulder. Left side, right side. And then work your way down. So your chin is touching your chest. So keep turning left and right. Back up to the middle. Facing straight. Look up a little bit until you start hearing the snap, crackle, pop. Left and right. And then back down to center. Okay, those are our neck exercises. Questions? Good stuff. All right, and we'll do a quick ab stretch. Lean to the right. Touch the floor. Keep your cheeks in the seat. And now back up to the middle. Lean to the left. Touch the floor. Back up to center. All the way to the right. Back up. All the way to the left. So your hips are staying stable in the seat and you're just upper body's bending. You're stretching your side here. Okay. So I can't keep your butt in the chair. All right. And if you're standing and you're just, your upper body's moving, your hips from the hips down are pretty stable, pretty stationary. All the way over and all the way back up to top, all the way to the right, and come back up to the top and go all the way to the left and back up to the top. Okay. Questions, anyone? Comments? Everybody good? All right, so that's all I have for today. I want to thank everybody. I'm guessing June dropped off, so I will close this out. I'll be doing this again. The next meeting is in 2 weeks from today on the 22nd, same time at 12 noon. Again, I'll pretty much go over the same stuff that I did today, and I might throw a couple extra exercises in. Again, I'll ask you if you want to stick with this. I would practice, up to 30 minutes a day doing the stretching. If you need to go back into the YouTube library there, you can replay the sessions from September and November. Excuse me. If you wanted a copy of this handout, please put your email in the chat and I can send that to you. My email is in the blog, so you can send me any questions if you have something that you want to do offline. And thank you all for coming today. I had good stuff. If you don't make it next time, then happy holidays. We'll see you in January. January, there'll be a new speaker. I get the month off, so I will probably kick back in. Oh, there's June, in sometime soon. So, June, you want to close this out? I'm done.
I will. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have strong, healthy immune systems for the holidays. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.